Hi Rohit.
I'm,
Hello.
yeah, yes, Mash.
Hi.
Yeah, I can hear it. Okay. Let me share the screen.
Okay.
Let me know when you see the screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
So yesterday we have discussed about path components and fuzzy match, right? Like still like we have to implement the fuzzy match rules. Okay, we'll implement that. Before that, like we'll like once again rewind the yesterday's concepts. Okay, match path component will define in order to traverse till the child table. So we define the match path components, and here we have option missing child. So if there are any missing child, then too we have to check, means like we have to enable that option. So once we enable that option, it forms an outer join between the two tables.
Yep.
And within the table also we can sometimes like we have a parent and child, right? From child to also, from child to parent also we can traverse it. Just like once we define the relationship, it depends like, okay. So we can traverse like anything, like from parent to like top to bottom or bottom to top, if there is a relationship. Okay, so here like if you have any bridge relationship, so that we can traverse from child to parent if you have configured any bridge table. Okay. So again, it's like once like it depends upon the tables which we select. Okay, it doesn't any, it will not be any new thing. Okay, the direction child to parent or parent to child, like which are the columns we require for that match process, we select those columns. So the column present in any of the table, we create the path component and retrieve the columns. So generally in the projects for parent table, we take full name. Just remember, Mahesh, like in most of the projects, the columns will be fuzzy match on full name. Okay, and we have contact, that is exact match, date of birth exact match, SSN exact match. If we have email, we'll go for exact match, and we have any indicators. It could be like valid indicators or like any government indicators. We'll keep those columns also. Okay. Mainly, we use these columns within the um, parent base object, that is party, the main base object table. In rest of the tables, it depends. Like for address, in address tables, we'll configure address match key and we'll go for match and match process. And for the child tables, very like in few cases only we implement the match and match process for child tables.
Okay.
Here, child tables could be like party tags, party classification, party agreement. Okay? So those things, those tables. And as a match column, we can use multiple columns or else we can use single column. Yesterday I have shown you, right? So if
Yeah.
you want to define a match column, we can club two or three columns or else we can use single column. Okay, here um, we can go for match columns. In some cases we can use xref, but till now like I haven't seen in any of the project using the cross reference table columns. Okay, I haven't seen, but I'm just giving any information to you. Okay, we can use cross reference columns also within the match process. Cross
Okay.
reference of parent table, but I haven't seen anywhere till now. Okay. Yesterday I have shown you like exact match rules, and one match rule set we have to define at least to perform the match and match process. So exact match, nothing but apple to apple comparison. Okay, there it will not allow any variation within the data.
Right.
The value should be identical. And I have told you the auto property for auto match. If we disable this auto property, we'll mention as a no, means that a data steward or business user has to manually intervene and let decide by uh, manager, data steward or business user, whoever it may be. If we make match rule as in auto as no, okay, and let's as I said yesterday, right? So here the between the columns we see and operator, means in a match rule. So suppose here the match rule number one is there, right? So all columns should satisfy. Okay. If you traverse the within the match rules like one, two, three, so it has to satisfy either one or two or three. Okay. Yesterday this has been explained to you.
Yeah.
We have null matches, null, not null matches, null. I will explain those things also. Okay. Let's go to the. So under the property section, how many columns we have configured? It is showing the number count, how many match columns are we have configured, and how many match rule sets we have configured. Match rules in active set means here the active set is this one. How many match rules are there? Two match rules are there. That's why it is showing match rules within the match rule set is two. Active match rule set is two. Okay. And we have used organization root. Okay. The required columns we have used. Now what we will do is we'll create one fuzzy match rule set. Okay. So I'll go here and contact match set. Okay. So I'll show you some options, okay, before implementing the fuzzy match rule set. Okay. So this is the exact match rule set. we have some options over here. Okay, I'll tell you this after some time. Okay. um, Non-equal matching, null matching, segment matching. Okay, so non-equal matching, it doesn't mean like, suppose the contact between the records does not match, then MDM treats those records as matched records. Okay, if the mm, field value present under the contact does not match between the records, then it treats as a matched record. Okay, so like here we used five columns: is address, city, contact, email, and zip code. So if you consider here, so contact, for contact I enabled non-equal, and rest of the columns I haven't enabled that. Means here how the match tool executes is, address should exactly match, cd and city should exactly match, and contact should not match, and email should exactly match, and zip code should exactly match. Then only MDM treats that records as matched records. Otherwise, it it goes for next set of records. Okay, if we enable non-equal matching, this we will go for depends upon the business requirement. So whenever the mergers takeovers happens, at the time they like, in order to distinguish the customers, at the time they use this one. Okay, again it is any purely business requirement. Okay, I'm just giving an information to you how this will work. Okay,
Okay.
and we have another is there, null matching. Okay, null matching, right now it is disabled, and we have null matches null, null matches not null. Okay, when we go, this scenario is, it does not necessary or mandatory, right? A customer should provide the date of birth or a contact or email ID. If any of the field is defined, that would be suffice for some of the business requirements. Okay, so for banking firm, we need contact as a mandatory and date of birth as a mandatory. For if you consider the other any business requirements like other retail, all those things, like it does not be a mandatory to provide the date of birth, right? So sometimes we'll provide date of birth, like sometimes upon some source systems, uh, we receive the date of birth. From other source system, we don't receive the date of birth. In that case also, suppose there are some scenarios are there, we are receiving date of birth from one source system, we are not receiving date of birth from another source system, then we will go for null matches not null. Okay, means if one source system has date of birth and another source system does not have the date of birth, then also it considers as a match record. Okay, and there are some scenarios in our business, we may receive, for some of the records we may receive date of birth as null, then also we have to consider date of birth between the records, we have null between for date of birth, then also we have to consider as a match record. Again it is a purely business requirement. Okay, so we enable depends upon the requirement. Okay, suppose I like if I select null matches null, okay, what will happen here? Here same, like address should exact match, city should exact match, contact, if it is null at both records, it treats as a match record. If any of the record has not null, non null value and null value, that it treats those records as unmatched records. Okay, and here email should exactly match, zip code should exactly match. So for this configuration, what MDM treats is, address should exact match, city should exact match, contact If both records, like if the records have null, then only it considers as a match, and email should exact match, zip code should exact match. Okay, it depends upon the business requirement which we select. So here generally we select for date of birth column. Okay, I have seen like people have been enabled this property for date of birth column.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see that thing also. Okay, we'll see any one of the scenario. Let's select null matches not null, and we have segment matching. Okay, so here right now segment has been disabled. You know why the segment has been disabled? We have selected null matches, right? Null. So that's why it has been disabled. If we unselect this one, means if we disable this one, this will get enabled. Okay. So here the segment matching, why we go for segment matching? If we want to apply the match rules between the segments of data, suppose we have data of customers belongs to different states, like Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Karnataka, Kerala. So if we want to perform the match process only on selected segments of states, suppose I want to perform only a group of states like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and some West Bengal. So we will provide those values over here. Simply will provide the values. Okay. So let me, okay, here I'll show you. Okay. If I click on this one and provide values, suppose Hyderabad, okay, and Bangalore. Okay. So the match process will be run on these two segments only. So if the records belongs to Bangalore and Hyderabad, then only the match process will be executed. For rest of the records, the match process will not execute. Okay.
Okay.
So again, it's depends upon the requirement. Okay. And we have segment matches all data. It means, so the records which we provide here, I Hyderabad, and then Bangalore. Okay. So if you select it like this, and if you check this one, what it will do, like, so here the match process will be performed with all available data set, but the records, only the records belongs to this segments will be consolidated. Okay. So here the records belongs to Bangalore and Hyderabad will participate in match process with all the set of records. Okay. But the consolidation happens only in between Bangalore and Hyderabad. That's it. Consolidation means golden copy creation. For rest of the records, that consolidation will not happen. Means rest of the records will get merged with these records if the match will happen. Okay. Again, it is an business requirement. Like I'll show you some example. Suppose consider the some records like uh, name and city. Just assume that. Why? Okay. If I go for segment match on Hyderabad, Bangalore, only these four records will participate in match process. It will leave these records, even though if you see here, the name is getting matched with this also, but these records will not participate in match process. If we select only the segment match and we provide the values as Hyderabad and Bangalore. Okay. If you select segment match on city column and provide these values, the match process will be performed between these four records, and these four records only will get matched if it satisfies. Means this record will now become 1 and 4. Okay. So these records will not participate. It will stay as it is. Still stay as it is. Okay? This will record. These records will not get matched. Okay. So again, what will happen? Like if we go for segment matches all data. Okay. These records will participate in match process, but again it gets compared with these records also. Then this record will be merged into this record. Okay, but this record will not get into merged. Means here the survival only will be the records belongs to either Hyderabad or Bangalore, but it just compares the with rest of the records. If any of the rest of the records gets matched, those records will get merged into these records. That will happen. Like I'll show you. Like if you see the cross reference for this one, for this, like right now we have applied only the segment matching. So for this one, we will have Hyderabad and Bangalore as cross reference records. Consider X for the records. For this record, we will have Hyderabad and Bangalore. So the name one has survived. It has at the cross reference table level. It has two records. Same here also, two records. So if you go for segment matches all data, what it will do? It checks with rest of the records, and even these records will get merged into this like this, because we have applied segment match on this one. Only these records will participate in match process. If any of the records gets matched with this one, this record will get merged into this one. This will happen. Okay. If you select segment matches all data, so very few cases, like it even like I haven't seen this one. Again, it's uh, business requirement, but I have seen only this segment matching. I haven't seen this one. Okay. Might be there might be in different business use case will be there. Okay. And I have explained all that. So subtype matching. Okay. He, um, the difference between the subtype matching and segment matching is, here segment matching is nothing but as a acts as a where clause. Okay, we are filtering, right? We are applying the match rule on set of records only. Okay, whereas subtype matching is Subtype matching is applied on child base object columns. Okay, and that too, that match tool shed should be fuzzy one, not the exact one. If match tool set is fuzzy one, if I select fuzzy, see this is the child column. That's why it is match subtype has been enabled. Okay, so here what is the main usage of match subtype is, if we select match subtype on any of the columns, suppose I have selected on match subtype on city. So what will happen here? The records will get grouped. Just remove this one. Here the records will get grouped. So we know, right, in the SQL query, the grouping means on what basis it groups, like based on one column. So here we have enabled subtype on city column. So how the grouping will form, like Hyderabad records 1, 4. Okay, Hyderabad, Hyderabad. Records will get grouped. And for Bangalore, 1, 4. These records will get grouped. Okay? These records will get grouped. And rest of the records, 2 as Chennai, 1 Kolkata, and 4 Mumbai. So here when we enable the subtype matching, then the match process will be performed within the group. So this is one group, this is one group, this is one group, this is one group, this is one group. Means the match process happens within this group only. And the match process happens within this group. Means the records which belongs to this group, only the match process will be performed within this group. Okay.
Okay.
If any of the records belongs to Hyderabad gets matched, those records only will get merged, consolidated. That is the difference. And just remember that subtype matching can be enabled on child table columns, and that too, that match rule shed should be
First semester.
fuzzy one. The match rule set should be means that match rule should be the fuzzy one. So here I have selected fuzzy, that's why that subtype has been enabled. If I select exact, the subtype will get disabled. Like, okay, and even email content. So if I select fuzzy and select email, see this subtype has been disabled. Why? Means email is belongs to the parent record, parent
Open
table.
table.
Yeah, yeah. Even if you see here, okay? So again for child columns only, we see the subtype. Okay? Again, it is like subtype. I haven't seen till now. Okay, again, we like so this can be seen in some of the healthcare projects, or maybe like I am not sure why they will go for this. Means like suppose they have to identify the customers within the state, then they will go for this subtype matching. Okay, but till now I haven't seen the subtype matching where we have implemented, because in my project, like there is no business use case for this one.
Okay.
Okay? And this is also one interview question. Okay, like whatever I have explained you. So what is subtype matching and which columns we can implement? So when the subtype matching can be implemented if the match rule is fuzzy only. So we'll create one uh, fuzzy match rule set. Okay. So till here we have selected. I have explained you the key width, right? Let's see what can we see if it is like fuzzy match implementation. Okay. And moreover, you have like here you are observing one extra row has been created when we have selected as a fuzzy. If I select as exact, it cannot be fuzzy. So I cannot change here because I used fuzzy columns. Okay. If I mention here as exact under this one, I cannot see this search level. Okay. I'll explain about these things. Okay. Let's create one new match rule set for fuzzy match. 40 fuzzy match. Okay. So here we have search levels are there. If you go here, here we have key type, key width. Okay. This is for generation of tokens. Tokens are nothing but some encoded values which will be created based upon the key type which we select and key width which we select. Okay. Here key type is organization name. So it goes for pattern matching of organization names within that population file which we have defined, and what is the variance of the data. So it depends upon the variance of data, it generates the encoded values called tokens. Okay. Here we have different keywords are available: standard, extended, limited, preferred. Again, depends upon the data, not the business scenario. I'm saying that data. If the data has highly duplicated, then we will go for preferred or limited because it generates huge number of tokens, right? We will find some huge number of data variants, so that's why we'll go for preferred or limited. Okay. Again, it's like depends upon the developer for performance improvement. Okay, there are some best practices out there you'll find in Google. Okay, for most of the project we'll go for standard only. It's a trade-off between the more duplicates and high accuracy of data. Okay, so for optimum level we use this one, and we can tweak the match rules depends upon the data also. Okay, we'll go for again. So why the selection will be done based upon the subset of data with which we have, and we'll go for trial and error method with which property we are getting best match results. We'll go with that match rules. Okay, we cannot simply decide that okay, use this one if the data is like this. Okay, we cannot say like that. First we have to take some sample subset of data and apply the match rules, and we have to validate how the matching is happening. Okay, once the business satisfies with that match rules, then we'll go for it's in a trial and error in every project while implementing the MDM solution newly. Okay.
Okay.
Mm, so match rule sets, here we have such level. So once the tokens gets generated, so tokens get generated means MDM identified the potential match candidates. That's it. Means doesn't mean those records are matched. Just it identified the group of records uh, which will participate in match process. Okay. Once it generates those range of records, again what it will do within the identified group of records, it goes for searching. Okay. So here we have different narrow, typical, exhaustive, extreme. So typical is the optimum one most of the projects implement. Again, it's a trade-off between the performance like over matching or under matching. So typical generates the 14 tokens that is internal to MDM. Narrow generates some 7 tokens. Exhaustive generates 26. Extreme generates 27, like that. Okay. So within the set of range of records, it goes for searching. It creates some search patterns and goes for identifies the records, whether those records are matched records or not. Okay. So if we go for extreme level, high number of encoded values will get generated, right? So what will happen? There may be chances of overmatching will happen if we have highly duplicated data. Okay. Again, it is an selection will be happen based upon the data which we have. Okay. First, we'll run for sample subset of data and select such like analyze the data, how the matching process is happening. Okay.
Yep.
These are also encoded tokens. Okay. Mostly we'll select typical. If we go for narrow, when we have high accuracy of data, then we'll go for narrow. Okay. If we generate extreme like extreme selection, it creates a lot of tokens, and the records may be undermatch. Undermatch means suppose the records are 75% are matching, their similarity score is 75%. If you go for extreme means it creates too many number of tokens, and it may leads to chances of under matching. Means even though records are somewhat matched, MDM will not consider those records as a match, because due to the generation of high degree of variance of encoded values. Okay. If it is heavily duplicated data, if you select extreme, what will happen? It creates more number of tokens and may leads to overmatching. So it depends upon the data of which we have, like how the data is flowing into the MDM system. We'll select these properties. Okay. So this will be applicable on the top of tokenized data. Within this, the search will be happened. And we have another option is the enable search by rules. Okay. So this will be used when we want to perform any search operations between the like within the base object data, using any third party like any API, by running the rules, search rules, match rules, like here. Okay. If we have any API, we'll enable this and we'll go for matching process. Just will it will search, that's it, whether the records are matching or not. Okay. So suppose if I mention this one, so any API, we can call any API and we'll search that whether the records are present in the base object or matching or not. Okay. And we have enable filtering is there. Once we enable filtering, here we can write the filter conditions. So here filter conditions, how, like suppose um, we have okay, we don't have an extra column. Okay. Suppose I'll take any of the child base object for reference. Okay. Suppose um, we want to filter out the records. Okay, the records should not participate in match process. Suppose the city belongs to um, Lucknow, should not participate in match process. The records which belongs to the city Lucknow should not participate in match process. At that time, what we will do here, we'll mention city like this, city not equal to Lucknow. Okay. Then it will it will not consider the records which belongs to Lucknow city, and for rest of the records it performs the match and match process. Okay, this is like, suppose if you want to exclude particular set of records from match process, then we enable this property. Okay, I will show you that one. Okay, I'll show you for some of the records. Okay, and this I can implement. I will implement at the child base object table. Okay, and create one match rule. Okay, we'll create one match rule. So by default, we are selecting fuzzy and select the columns. Fuzzy column we have to select, and I'll select contact, email, contact, email, and I'll take city also, address, and zip code. Okay, I'll explain you that null matches, null everything. Okay, so here strategy we have selected fuzzy and match purpose. So here once it's like here it searches the records within that group of like tokens, right, generated. Again, for which purpose we have to run that search process. For which purpose means like whether the records contains individual or residential resident address, organization details, or household details. Okay. So here I'll select organization, means it considers the organization data only for this particular match rule. Okay. And if we click OK, one match rule will be created, and we'll make it as auto. Like, let me explain more clear over here. So here the purpose is like here it searches the records which belongs to organization. So it goes for pattern matching if that records belongs to an organization. Okay, so the, at the match population level, that population has every details. Okay, whether the record is an organization or a person. Here, mostly we'll select organization. Why means if the data contains both organization and individuals data. Okay, and match level. Okay, this is typical, conservative, loose. So here typical is nothing but if the similarity score attains 80%, then we'll select like for typical the similarity score will be 80, and for conservative that similarity score will be 90, and loose the similarity score will be 70. Again, it is like internal to MDM. We cannot see these values. Okay, so just I'm telling you like what is typical. Means suppose two records are matching with similarity score of 80%. If we select typical, then those records falls into the match records. If I select conservative, okay, the similarity score is 80% between the records, but MDM will not consider those records as a match records because we have select conservative, means we are tightening the more, where here we are tightening more, means like we want to go for more narrow way searching, means like highly matched records only we are considering here. If we consider loose means uh, we here we are going for loose coupling, means like even though the similar like matched similarity score is less, like even though records are matched only at that particular level of 70%, then also it considered as a match records. So this will be selected depends upon the data, what type of data we are processing, and how much duplication of data is there. Depends upon that only we'll select. Okay, if we select conservative, we may that may leads to the loss of data. If we select loose, it may leads to overmatching of data. Again, it business may see the wrong result set, means like even though records are not matching, still MDM treats as a considered as a match records, and then business has to go for again unmatching of those records. Okay, it's an hectic process. So we'll select wisely. So typical means this is an optimum level. Okay, and here we have geocode radius is there. This will be enabled if we have latitude and longitude data. Okay, um, and moreover, if that latitude and longitude data falls within some like suppose here we have latitude and longitude data and it has been enabled. If we select 500 means the records means the customers which falls within the 500 meters geographical area, consider them consider only for match process. Okay, this is very complex one. Okay, even I don't have more knowledge on this one because I haven't seen any data set with latitude and longitude till now. We haven't implemented, but I know this theoretically. If it falls in any specific geographical area, only it consider those records for match process. And we have one more property is there, accept limit adjustment. So here right now it is 0. If I provide positive values, means we are tightening the match level. Here the match level is typical is there. If I mention 2 means we have we have tightened this match level. Means suppose like earlier it considered 80% as similarity score. Now it may consider 82. Means we are tightening the match level. If I provide negative 5 means so it's we are loosening the match level. Means we are the match similarity score is 80% for a typical. Now we have tweaked it means we have loosened that by negative 5 means like now it considers 75%. Okay, suppose like again it's like depends upon the data and how much accurate match result set we need, then we'll go for this tweaking of match rules. Okay, and I have implemented this chipboard contact city address. And so I'll make sure the null matches not null. Okay, and organization and fuzzy match. Okay, so I'll show you the result set for this one. Okay, leave about non-equal matching. Okay, that is if the two values does not match, then that it considered as a okay, equal match record. Now we have implemented one match rule. See here, it is like if it is a fuzzy column, it mentioned fuzzy column. If it is null matches not null, see how it is showing. Even I'll show you for contact null matches null. What is the symbol? Okay. If we I go for segment matching, if it's segment matching, it shows some values over here, like in the brackets. Okay. We'll save this record. I'll click now because I need this match table data for our future sessions. Okay, now we have created one fuzzy match rule set, okay, which where I have implemented fuzzy match rule. Let's create some data. Okay, just a second. Yeah, sorry, I got a call. Okay, so we'll insert data. Okay, tomorrow we'll process. We'll see the processing of the data.
Okay.
We will go for any manual match of the records. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, even I'll create one more match rule within this. Okay. Name fuzzy matches. Fuzzy matches. Organization name, and suppose I take a call city address and contact is getting matched. Okay. Let's remove this organization. Yeah. It's not needed. And moreover, okay, if we implement fuzzy match, okay, to improve the performance, definitely we have to include the exact match columns. Okay, here I'll explain you one more interview question. Okay, so interviewers may ask that can we implement exact columns in fuzzy match rule? Yes, we can implement. Okay.
Okay.
And moreover, they'll ask like, can we implement an exact match rule fuzzy columns? No, we cannot implement. Okay. So if I select exact, it shows a base object that contains fuzzy columns cannot be set to exact match. Okay. Within fuzzy match rule, we can use exact match columns, but within the exact match rule, we cannot use fuzzy. Okay. And so if we have any fuzzy column, definitely we have to include the exact columns to improve the performance. Here exact acts as a filtered values, right? It will not go for variance of data if we have exact columns. It it goes for identical values, right? So the process will get improved. Means the timing performance will get improved. So like as a best practice, if we implement any fuzzy column in the match rule, then we'll go for any of exact match rules to improve the performance. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Take it. We will insert the data CL for TM. CL plus first we'll implement some data here. Let's change the data last update date. Okay. Source key also. Consider this as a new records if we change the source key.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll create 4 more records of different source systems. I'll change this as CRM. and I'll create contact email. And create two more records. Total we have 9 records. For this 9 records, we have to email null matches not null. Okay, email matches not null. I'll make this as a null. Like as per our match rules, like I'm providing the data, and let's for this one. So what's we have 4 records. We need for oh, Rohit and will take Clemency careless. I'll go for Rohit. I will change the timestamp. I'll create for Rohit 3 records. CRM. CRM, CRM, PC, CRM, CRM, CKR, SFDC. Okay. For source key, let me change the source key also. Consider as a new record. So if you change source key only, it treats as a new records. City. Now we have two more records for Rajesh and Rekha. Rajesh will get few more records. What is this? SFPC. SFPC. And here, one six. India. Okay, we have created. Okay, I have created 9 records. Let's run the stage job. Okay, we'll see the stage jobs. First, we'll run the parent. Like we can run parallelly parent and child till the stage jobs. Okay. Okay, we ran the stage job. All are successful. Now we'll run the load job. First, we'll run the parent and then the child. Okay. Parent. Okay. 3 records loaded. Okay, 3 records loaded. Okay, 3 records loaded. Let's go for child. We have loaded the data. Okay, tomorrow we'll see the full, like we'll run the match process and let's see how the data will get uh, matched and the like matched. Okay, so tomorrow I'll show you this strp table. Okay, we haven't done the tokenization job, so we don't see the data. Tomorrow we'll see. Okay,
Okay. Yep.
so we have created our data set. If tomorrow it gets complete the tokenization and the match process, then we'll go for trust and validation. Okay,
Okay. Yep.
with that trust and validation, almost like 50% of the course content will get completed. Okay,
Okay. Yep.
so thank you, Mesh.
All right. Bye. Thank you.